Okay, welcome back. So now we have this color vendor, and this color vendor, let's do text render actor, and let's rotate it, put it above the head, and just say color vendor, and center, and just put it behind the head a bit up. Okay, so there's a color vendor. That's awesome. Okay, awesome. And now if I move the color vendor a bit, it will move with it. Okay, and we can mint those colors, but we can't see them yet, and we can't do anything with them yet. So we need an option to change our color, and we would want to do that at any time, because that's how we want to interact with our blockchain stuff. So let's add a small widget down here with all this. Or maybe, yeah, let's do it like this, maybe. Or maybe let's do it here at the vendor. To think of it, yeah, let's maybe do a list of colors here. Okay, so let's do everything inside the same widget. But we could call it from anywhere now. So let's go to our color picker. This is the widget. Okay, let's make it more pretty. Let's collapse these nodes and let's say claim color on blockchain. Okay, and just do it like this. So the way we convert it this way, we're going to be converting it the opposite way when we are reading. But to be reading, we need to have here something. Let's do a, what do we need? We need a, not combo box, or maybe a combo box by key, by string. Let's make it a scroll box for sure to start. And let's make it, how big was this one? I mean this was 400 by 400. So let's make it, first of all, anchored here the same. Let's make it 400 and let's make this 280. That should be enough. 210, 340, and this one was where? Oh, this is pinned to the middle. So let's make it like this, minus 200, so it's precisely, and then there's 210, so there's a 10 spacer. Okay, this is inline. So now we've got the scroll box, and let's call it scroll container and maybe make it a variable, because onto this scroll box we're going to be adding widgets and we need to construct a custom widget for that. So let's make one. Widget blueprint, user widget, select, and let's call it UI single color. So UI single color will have border, I guess. Let's do a border. Oh, no. We need to start with canvas panel. Let's make a canvas panel. Let's make the canvas panel. How wide did we make this? 280. Okay, so let's make it 280 by custom 280 by 100. Okay, so now having this canvas panel 280 by 100, we want to add an image. Or you know what, let's make it a button. It's gonna be simpler that way. Let's make the button anchor in the middle. I just make it 0.5.5 and size is 280 by 100, so it's taking the entire canvas panel. That's great. Let's background color. We're going to set this background color and opacity. So this is for the text. Do we really even need the text? We don't really need the text. We just need the background color to be of specific color. So let's make it called pick color. And on construction script, we want to set this color. So what we want to do is pick color, get, how is this called? Background color appearance. Okay. Get background color, set member in linear. Set background color, so split. Okay. Okay, we need to set background color to a specific color. So we need a variable called color, and this color is going to be string. It's going to be exposed when we create this widget, and it's going to be exposed on spawn. So when this widget gets constructed, this color exists. And when it exists, we want to say hex2 color, because we already had this converted to hex when we are saving to the blockchain. So now we need to do this to color. And this is color structure, and this is linear color structure. RGBA value. Okay, this should work. And when this button gets clicked, we want to do thing. So onClicked. We need to prepare our character to implement this somehow. So let's go here, let's go to our third-party character, and let's make a new function. Let's make it a custom. You know what? Let's do it right. It's annoying for me to do it always using cast. Let's do blueprint interface pi underscore colors, and let's just say set color, and it will have an input of being linear color. Linear color reference. Okay, so we have this set color. We go here, we say class settings, add color interface, compile, and now we have interface, set color, implement event, and we have this. Okay, so what we need to do, we need to get this mesh, dynamic, create dynamic instance material. You know what, let's do it on start, so on begin play. This will be the third thing we're going to be doing in a row. We're going to be making this dynamic material instance. And let's look at this mesh. So this mesh has two materials, 1 and 2. Let's look at the first material. Open. Okay, it has base texture, it has tint. If we change tint to something, it changes the tint. Okay, so there is tint. That's great. So we're going to do this. Yeah, save. We are creating this material. The source material is get material element index 0. So this is the source material that we want to create dynamic. And then we want to set material mesh, and the index is still 0. Okay, so we get this guy's material and we create dynamic material, and if we create for this target, I think it's already set, so this is redundant. I'm not good with materials. Optional name, it's optional, so it doesn't really matter. What matters is that we need to store it as a variable. Promote to variable dynamic material. Very original name. So it's going to be named this, and it is going to be referenced here. So now every time we do update to the dynamic material, it should update everywhere. So linear color, and now we're getting dynamic material, set parameter value. It's vector scalar. I think it's vector, right? Linear color vector value. Okay. Parameter name is, I already forgot, it was tint. Tint, okay, with capital T. Tint. So now we go this and we just set tint. Okay. So we do this. onClicked, you get control pound. Get ownings player pound. So this widget's owner pound, and we want to just call function set color message. And the color we want to set is the color that we have defined here. So this is a linear color. So we can promote this to a variable. Wait, what? No, not this. Promote to variable linear color. So from color that is text, we're going to create a linear color, and this linear color can be now used here. This has to be editable, but it doesn't have to be exposed on spawn because we're only exposing this. Okay, this being said, this should already work. Should is the keyword. Now we need to be able to populate, go back to our color picker, and we need to populate this scroll box with our colors. So we go to the graph, and we need to have a function, custom event, and we're going to say repopulate colors. So this will get all colors and create widgets for them. So we need to first of all do something that is called eat call. So eat call is a special function that just reads from a smart contract, and it's a lot simpler than writing into smart contracts. So this will be an easy thing. We need to get our blockchain config, like we did before. We get our RPC address. From is our wallet address. To is our contract address. Data, and now we need to encode data. So we say ABI, and we have decode, encode, and parse. So we want to encode because we want to say, hey, I want to call a very specific function. Please get me that function data. So on success, we want to go here. So we are using our saved contract ABI. The function we want to call is the simple one So we go into read, and we don't want to get colors of owner, we want to get my colors, and it's giving you an array of strings. So get my colors, written exactly like this. Get my colors with capitalizations and everything. And we need to make an empty array because this is a reference. So this will have an empty array with nothing. Can I remove array element? Yes, I can. Okay, so this is an empty array that is being pushed as a reference. If you have nothing, it's still a value. This is no values. Okay, so if this succeeds, then we have function hash and encoded arguments, and we are pushing this as data. And we are reading the latest value that is confirmed inside the blockchain. And we get on successful completion only. We got this response and response data. Now response data is still encoded. So we need to say ABI, decode ABI. So we need again ABI object that we created. Function name is the same here as on the return. And data to decode is this. And because this returns an array, we'll receive an array inside, like every element of the array will be a separate element inside this array of the response. So it's already an array that we can iterate on, which is absolutely great. So once this is successful and we get this, we want to go to our colors, which is scroll container. Want to get scroll container, remove all, how are we gonna do it? Okay, we're going to have to clear it first. But clear widget clears all children widgets from the panel widget. So this will clear all children. Okay, that's what we want to do first. And it is kind of a panel widget. And then after we clear, for each loop, for each color that we get, for now, we don't want to yet create anything. We want to just a print string. Because I want to show you something that is something you need to bear in mind. It's about how blockchain is storing and allocating data. So this is how it's storing and allocating data. So let's do this printout. And we need to call this function now, right? We need to do this in an interval. So on begin play, let's do timer by event. And this event will be custom. You know what? It won't be custom event because we will just move it here and just link it by handle because it's not being called anywhere else. And let's say every 3 seconds looping, we are going to refresh the colors and just do a printout. So if this widget is in viewport, it will update our colors and it will print out the colors. So let's see if it works. Okay, I'm going. Widget is in view. And I got 3 printouts. Okay, every few seconds I get those printouts. But there's one more thing. If I go here when I am printing, you can see that the text is clear and just obvious. But if I go into this string and I say length, and I print this length, you would expect it to have 8 signs because this is RGB alpha in hex. So this is 8 signs. But what you actually will get is the minimum allocation data that blockchain is storing for strings, which means that it's 0 indexed, 32 signs. 32 bytes. So even though I have those 8, I actually have a lot more, which is just an empty string. And it's very hard to get rid of this empty string. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just say, you know what, left. And this will return the left 8 signs that I want to read. And what I want to do is create widget of color, single color. The color is this. The owning player is owning player of this widget. And when I construct this, I will add to, not to viewport, I will get this and I will say add child, and this is the child. Okay. If I didn't do something, if I didn't miss anything, this should work already. I should be able to go here. I should be able to repopulate this with 3 colors that I've minted. Okay. So now this is being updated every 3 seconds. So if I add like an orange and claim it, and I have a crash. Ooh, interesting. Exception violation, reading address as box panel. Okay, I'm probably get child add. So I probably have, okay, let's restart. This is some widget fail that just happened. It's not, fortunately, the blockchain part. And I'm not very good with widgets. Okay, yeah, let's restore everything. Come on. Please work. Oh, I hope that I didn't lose anything. Let's see. Single color. Seems right. Character seems right. Interface is here. Color picker, graph. Okay, yeah, okay, everything should be still working. Let's see if it fails in the same way. Oh, my map! That's a pity, it didn't save. But my blueprints did, so I can just get this color vendor here, and I'm not going to make the pretty table anymore. Maybe later. I just want to test things. I did get this golden color, great. It's purple, blue, so I can actually read those color values. And if I try to create a new one, let's say a red, okay, will it update? It did. And now I have red. Let's make like a green. Wait for it. Oh, come on, this is taking forever. It did transact correctly. The gas price is steady. Okay, so again the gas price went up for a second. So the gas price we are reading from the blockchain node is not always updating as fast as it should. And we're reading a value that is not up to date, and we have to wait for a transaction to happen. Let's maybe do it like this kind of green. So let's overpay the previous transaction. Oh, and we have a transaction that went through, and we have a green. Awesome. So that's exactly what I wanted. I wanted to have an option to interact with a smart contract, and I can read and interact with it here. Oh, I actually minted 2 greens right now. Let's do like a almost white. And we can interact with it directly from the game, and we can interact with it from a contract side as well, and we can get all colors for any player, and we can actually see the list of the colors here. So yeah, that concludes simple interaction with smart contracts. Let's do some ERC20 and NFT contracts interaction into works next. Thanks for listening. See you in the next episode.